Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this live demo. This is SMC Static Elimination Solutions. My name is Amy Seltzer, and I am the Regional Electronic Products Specialist for the West here in North America for SMC. Again, thank you so much for being flexible and coming on to this GoToWebinar platform in order for us to learn a little bit more about SMC Static Solutions. So just before we get started, I do want to say that if you do have any questions while the webinar is going on, you can ask it in the questions section. You should be able to see that on GoToWebinar. So that's where I'll be looking for questions, and I'm going to get to those at the end of the presentation. So please be patient. I will get to questions, and then at the end, also if I haven't gotten to your question, I'll be able to answer those in a different way as well. So in this demo, I'll be discussing how to eliminate static both quickly and efficiently in your packaging processes by utilizing SMC's static ionizers. So we're going to focus on the ionizers specifically. So winter is already here, and just give me one moment. Winter is already here for a large portion of the country, and so and it's quickly approaching for the rest of us. With the winter months does come a decrease in humidity levels, creating more of a dry environment, more prone to static buildup and static charge. So if we think about plastic wrap, foam packaging, and labels clinging together, they can also attract dust and dirt, causing misapplication or contamination even of products. Think about your labelers, your case packers, even conveyor belts, and end-of-line packaging equipment that can all become subject to a variety of static issues. Safety can also become a problem with static shocks, and then some discomfort can occur if you do have operators being prone to some static issues. So let me go back. We do have a full static line to eliminate issues and safety hazards created by static buildup. Our range includes bar types, nozzles, fan types, and we have some brand new products that include a handheld gun type, our IZG, you can see there on the screen, and a new nozzle with the smallest footprint in SMC lineup. You can see that at the bottom left-hand corner. We'll be introducing those later in the demo. Today we're going to focus on those new products as well as the nozzle options. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with our nozzle type. You can see this is an integrated nozzle type. So it has your power and controls built in to the nozzle. So I have a quick video we're going to watch. We are not able to hear the audio on the video. So I'm just going to go ahead and describe very quickly what we're seeing here before moving on to the next one. So we just have to change modes here a little bit. But what you're seeing here is our nozzle type ionizer, which is great for eliminating static electricity in narrow spaces, especially on conveyor lines. So if you kind of look up at the top there, you can see you can fit in those spaces. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see there is an air blow that is occurring in this almost like this chamber with the plastic or these foam balls. And so with just the air blow, you can see that it is indeed sticking to the outside of this plastic tube. And then here we have demonstrated our ionizer, our nozzle type ionizer, where you can see as it's blowing, the tube itself, all the foam balls are staying, they're not sticking to the edge like the other one is with just air. So this is just a little bit of a demonstration of our nozzle type. On the right-hand side, if we're going from top to bottom, we have some attachments. So we have one of the options for our nozzle type ionizer is to have these nozzle attachments for different types of applications. So we have from top to bottom some different types of diffusion attachments. So if we need a larger, wide circular area, we can do that with with a diffusion nozzle. And then we also have an oval type. Next up, making our way a little bit lower, we have an attachment that can create a bar type, almost like a miniature bar type out of our nozzle ionizer. We have an extension, the next one down, as well as this black bender tube, which allows you to route the air almost to hard to reach places with our nozzle type ionizer. The last one at the bottom is our circumferential bar type. So it's actually going to every 90 degrees have holes to where you can put that maybe inside a tube, and it's going to diffuse the static air, the ionized air, in a circular pattern around that tube. So we do have a lot of different attachment types for a nozzle type ionizer. These attachments can go up to 600 millimeters, made to order. And then we also do have, it comes standard with 24 volt DC power, and you can use an AC adapter for more plug and play application. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. And now that I know that we're not able to hear our videos on here, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to play the next video and try to speak over it. So I'm going to stop it right here and show you that we do have, this is our the next one I'm going to show you is our IZT, separate and controller bar type ionizer, which effectively separates the nozzle and the bar itself from the controller and power supply. So you can see here, one of the biggest benefits is that we do have vertical space savings on the bar itself. So if you do have something where you need to have a bar in a tighter space, this does separate out the controller and the power supply itself to where you just have the bar needed on the tool itself for your packaging applications. Here you see we do have a free layout with end brackets. We have two different types. The standard sizes of our bars range from about 160 millimeters to up to 2,500 millimeter lengths. So you can see here that we do have flexibility for our air port as well as electrical entries. You do need to have those L-type brackets. You can include those with one-touch fittings, and it can be on the same side as your electrical entry or on the opposite side. So one thing important to know about this, what makes this this IZT bar type so effective is that you can have up to 4 bars attached to one controller. So each unit can be up to 3 meters apart with a maximum distance of 15 meters between the controller and the last ionizer. Any faults and maintenance alarms can be shown on the controller itself, and you can visually see the faults for each channel on the controller. So here's showing the high voltage cable and connector can be easily detached for maintenance. And there's a lot of different types of information that can be displayed here. So we have our switching frequency, ion balance, as well as the different high voltage faults for each different channel. And then if there is a need for maintenance, you can also get those alerts under needle. And that would be if we needed those emitter tips to be cleaned. There are options to have the auto balance function. So this will adjust the positive and negative ions to maintain the offset voltage between plus or minus volts for most of those series. This is demonstrating that our low maintenance emitter tips are sheathed so that it reduces the amount of dust and dirt that are going to be on our bars. This is showing some different usage examples. So anytime there's a roller or different type of film application, being able to use an ionizer right after that roller is really effective. So here's another example. And multiple rollers may mean multiple locations for your ionizers. So having that ability to have up to 4 ionizers can really help you out in your application on your packaging machine. One thing to note is that these ionizing bars do not all have to be the same length. So you can have a variety of different lengths of ionizing bars on one controller itself. So I'm going to close this out. And so you can see here, this little nozzle guy right here, that was not mentioned in the video. That's because this is one of our newer products. So the IZT43, as I'm showing here, is a nozzle type that can be integrated with that IZT separate controller and power supply type. This allows the flexibility to use either a nozzle or bar with this separate controller. So as you see here, we have our controller all the way on the left-hand side. And then with the power supplies, you can mix and match essentially your bar types and your nozzle types into one system. So the nozzle is great for a more focused neutralization and for smaller parts like a thin web of labels that are maybe even too small for a bar type. So that is something new that we do have, the IZT43. So really compact size. You can see the dimensions here, the largest dimension being 53 millimeters. And so the next and our final new product that we have for our ionizing product line, this is actually a very recent release, is our IZG handheld blowgun ionizer. So this is best suited for operator stations, where dust or dirt stick to a product due to static. And this is a great way to both neutralize a target as well as blow off dirt and dust. Because sometimes just blowing doesn't take away the static, so that there's still the ability for that dirt or dust to stick. So if you need to get into the nooks and crannies of a resin or plastic molded component, this ionizing blowgun will do the job. It features in a built-in flow control. You can see there on the top, a mode setting switch, which is shown on the very side next to the caution attention label. And this will allow us to set continuous and pulse air blow modes. An LED is also near the nozzle at the front, and this can light your way to where you can see where you're neutralizing static. And like all our ionizers, this has an option for AC adapters to be used for more plug and play usage, which is really great for operator stations. So these are available for demonstrations and testing now, and they've been available for purchase. So let's move on. So SMC does provide support nationally and globally for application assistance and technical support. So if you have an issue that you may believe may arise during the winter or is currently being caused by static, please let us know. We'll be able to come in and safely do a static survey. We can determine with our static meters where the static is building up or occurring, and we can do some quick testing with our products. We can bring in some fan types. We can bring in that nozzle ionizer or the blowgun ionizer and let you know our best recommendations for your packaging needs. So if you guys do have any questions, I do apologize for the technical difficulties that we had, but if you have any questions, please do let us know right now. I'm looking at the chat for any questions that might arise. So I do see that we have one about lead times. So lead times for our ionizers are typically 2 weeks to be able to get those ionizers in. And then if you guys do want to be able to get a static survey, please go ahead and send us a chat here on GoToWebinar, or if you go to the Pack Expo Connects page, I will be available for chat for the next few hours, and I'll be on there for the next rest of the week to be able to answer some of those questions. Yes, I have another question. Does SMC make fittings and tubing for high static environments? Yes, we do. So we have some fittings called KA for our static, for more static neutral fittings. And we do have some tubing available as well, some nylon tubing. So if you're interested in that, please let us know as well. All right, so I believe unless any other questions come in the next few minutes, that does conclude our presentation. Just a reminder, I will be on the Pack Expo Connects website. So if you do have any questions that you think of a little bit later, please do let us know, and I'll be available for those. I appreciate it. All right, thank you guys so much.